Good evening, and thank you all for joining us tonight on the How to Do Merit Badge Sign Up broadcast. I'm Donna,
And I'm Terry.
and we represent the Camp Desk for Trapper Trails Council. So this live broadcast is also being recorded, so if you need, you can go back and review or even share the link with leaders that can benefit from these instructions. You will be able to ask us questions as we go. You can just use that little chat feature on the right side of your screen. We'll do our best to get them all answered for you. And Terry's going to get us started on the instructions.
Thank you, Donna. Okay, so we're going to start out. First, you will log into trappertrails.org. And up here on the right-hand side, in the little red bar, is your login. You're going to want to click in your login, put in your username and your password. This will get us into the registration part of the website. The first thing you're going to see is what's here on your screen. You're going to first go to events and facilities, and you're going to have to find your registration. You'll want to scroll down through this list. You can see everything is bolded, and you want to scroll down until you find your highlighted reservation. Everything for this year will be listed under 2018. For my demonstration, I'm down the list a little bit further here, and you'll see here Camp New Fork. My registration is highlighted here. So you click on your registration, and what you will see here is the name of the camp of where you're going, what week, the date. You'll see your campsite. You'll be able to see how many people you've got registered currently. Right here we've got 3 boys and 2 adults that are currently, their spots are registered, and we'll get into naming them here in a minute. So you can see your total for your registrations fee, what will be owed, the amount you've paid, and the balance still due. Here you've got your percentage. Before April 30th, you're going to want to make sure this percentage paid is at least 50%. You have to have 50% paid, or you will not be able to access the merit badges. If you need to make a payment, you would just click here on Add Payment, put in your payment, and click your Add Payment button again. Now here under Change Registration, this is where you'll go if you need to add your numbers or subtract your numbers from your registration. You can either go up or down, whatever you need to do. You've got your youth, your adults, and again another payment summary right here. Now Camp New Fork, their food plan is included in the cost. But for all the other camps, for Camp Bartlett, Camp Hunt, this here tab that says options is going to be a live tab. You need to be sure you go to that tab and click on your food plan, whether you're going to do bring your own food, you're going to do dining hall, you're going to do commissary. You need to make sure that you've chosen your food plan. Camp Lowell, you will automatically be signed up for commissary, and you won't have that link there either. I'm going to go back out of that and go back to the front page again here. Down here, if you need somewhere to you need a copy of an invoice of your payments, you go to this little reports here, and then you would generate it. In this case, I've got invoice for my receipt. I would generate that. You can also go in and get these other reports. So I'll come back and show you what a couple of these do here in a minute. Okay, once you get to your registration, the very first thing you're going to want to do, and you can do this now, tonight, tomorrow, anytime this month, go up here to your roster tab. Click on your roster. And what this does is this is a place that holds the names of all the boys in your troop. For this registration, for any registration in the future, this is where you're going to list your boys' names. And you can refer back to this roster at any time for your registrations. You can see here I've got 3 boys currently registered, and I've got some adults down here currently registered. I want to add some boys onto my roster. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit plus new, and then you're going to go over here and put in their names. So let me put in the name of a boy, and you can see the red asterisk. That means that is required information. So make sure that you fill in anything with a red asterisk. If there's no red asterisk, then your information is just going to be optional. After I put in the boys' names, I'm going to hit save, and you're going to see it pops over here on my list. Let's do one more boy here, and then we'll refer. Let's see, let's do Max. Okay. So now you've got your list of all the boys in your troop, whether they're going to camp or not. It doesn't matter at this point. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to go to event registration. Now this button here, event registration, is going to be grayed out until May 1st. So on May 1st it will be colored, and it will allow you to access this part of the registration. So you click on this. Now you don't see the boys that were on your roster, but if you click on plus new, there's the boys of all that you've got listed in your roster. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the boys over to the registration. So I'm going to pick the first boy's name, and then I'm going to go down here and create registration. You can see under choose participant type that I'm working on the youth, and I've got 3 spots that I need to name. Now if one of the boys are not on this list, you can go back to your roster button here and add them to your list. We're going to create registration. And now we're in this boy's profile. You can see his name right here and a few of the just basic information that we've started. You can either now go to merit badge classes, or you can go to continue to pick options. I'm going to go up here and click the tab merit badge classes. Now on this screen, I'm going to point out a few things of what's available for information. You can see here on the right hand side the names of all the merit badges that are available, and you can scroll down through the list until they're all in alphabetical order. Here we have the name of the merit badge, we have the time slot, and we have the associated time block. So the 9 a.m. time slot is going to be block 1. You can see here I've got an A environmental science and a B environmental science. Some of the camps, there's a lot of requests for classes, or there's a demand for classes, they will create a second class. So these 2 classes are taught at the same time. They are exact same class. It's just available for 2 times in that time slot. And they only need to go to one of those classes. Here you can see one on waiting list. Once the class is full, a waiting list is established. This is saying that there's one other boy already on the waiting list. This here you can see that there's 2 spots available still for this time slot for archery. And same with environmental science, there's only 1 spot available, but if you look down here you can see there's many spots available on some of these other merit badges. So when you're ready to choose your classes, you will click on the class you want and drag it to the left and then drop and unclick. And you can see now that we've got the request for time block 1, 9 a.m. Now all the ones have disappeared, and you can see now that the time slots, the second ones, have popped up. And if you needed to scroll down through other time slots, you could see as you scroll down it changes the class time slots. And you can also go up here to view all options, and you will see all the merit badges at a glance also. So I'm going to choose another class. At Camp New Fork you can choose 4 classes, I believe. You want to refer to your leader's guide to make sure, but I'm pretty sure the New Fork allows 4 merit badges, and Bartlett will be 5, and Lowell and Hunt are going to be 3 each. Now you can see here that emergency preparedness says that it's empty waiting list. And what that means is the class is full, nobody's on the wait list yet, and if you were to register a boy in this class, he would be the first one on the waiting list. I'm going to drag and drop over here. I'm going to add 1 more, and now you can see that all my choices are now gone, and I have filled 1, 2, 3, 4 time slots, and that's what's required. If by chance, if I only had 3 here and I hit save and it requires 4 or it allows 4, you'll get a warning saying you've missed some. Your schedule's not full yet. Okay, once I've got all the classes for this boy, then one other thing I want to point out is right here underneath the question mark, you'll get a little bit of description on that merit badge. Up here you see a money sign. That means there's going to be an extra cost associated with that merit badge. And any extra costs associated with the merit badge, you will pay for those at the trading post at camp. I'm going to hit save. Now we call this a soft save. So once you hit that save button, it does not mean that this registration is final just yet. You'll come to this screen and you have a choice. You can go right back and start the next boy, but we suggest that you go to checkout. And here we are at checkout. Now what happens at checkout is if on the first morning of merit badges, there's lots of people trying to grab these classes. And if you check out, then your boys are going to be guaranteed that class. If you wait and go back and check out in a few minutes, there's a chance that another troop that's signed up for the same classes have hit submit before you have, and your boys might miss out on the opportunity to be in that class. So we suggest that you go and you go to checkout after every boy. So I'm looking at this cart here. You can see up here I'm in the cart and I've got 5 items. I've got the name of the boy and 4 merit badges for a total of 5 items. Let's say that one of these isn't one I want. So you can go over here to this icon. It's a paper with a pencil in it. If you click on this, it'll take you all the way back here and you can grab the merit badge you want to change, slide it back to the right. All the classes for that time slot will pop back up and you can choose a different class. Then you would go and hit save, go to checkout. Now all this looks fine. You would submit your order. Remember, you're in the cart, you need to submit your order. If you do not hit this button, then everything you did is not saved. Even on that soft save, it won't be saved on the permanent registration. You must submit your order. Every time you make a change to your registration, make sure you go to your cart and submit your order, or it will not be permanently saved. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing one more time, a little bit faster here. I'm going to choose another boy. You can see that Jason here is the last boy that I did. We're going to choose another boy here on my list, and we're going to create his registration. We're going to go to merit badge classes, and then we're going to grab some merit badges here. 1, 2. We scroll down. We're going to choose this one here. We're going to choose this one here. And then I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to go to checkout, and everything looks fine. That's what I want. I'm going to hit submit my order. All right, now I want to point out here on this screen, we had 3 spots that we're paying for right now for youth, and now you can see a number 2. What we've done is we have named 2 of those spots. We have a name associated with 2 of those spots, and that tells me that 2 boys are in merit badges, but I've still got 1 more boy that I need to sign up for merit badges. Let's say you have another boy that wants to go to camp. So you go into change registration, you're going to pop this up to 4, and then you're going to hit save. You have to go to checkout, you have to submit it in order for that to be saved. And you can see now that my number is changed to 4. On the other hand, if you wanted to go down, you would go in and you would change the boys' numbers, hit save here. Again, you have to go to checkout, you have to submit your order in order for that number to change. All right, we're going to do one more boy here. And I'm going to do Joe Scout, create registration, go into merit badges. Let's say I missed something here. I'm going to go here. And then I chose 3 first. And it's telling me, it's reminding me here that see the ones pop back up. Hey, I didn't get a number 1. So I'm going to choose a number 1. And number 2 is missing. So that reminds me that, oh, I've got to get a spot for the second time slot at 10 o'clock in the morning. Gonna choose another one. And then another one. And hit save. Again, you can go back to this but it says there's no available spots because that's my 4th boy, so it's not going to let me put any more names in. So I have to go to checkout. Make sure you go to submit my order. It will be in your cart. There you go. All right, now you can see that I have 3 boys with names. 3 spots is all that I have spots for. I have 2 spots that I'm paying for adults, and 0 on names. Now your adults don't have to be named. They're not signing up for classes. So as long as your quantity is how many that you're taking to camp, that is what you want to make sure on your adults. Now let's say one of these boys changed their minds and they don't want to go to camp. So I'm going to go into change registration and I'm going to go down to 2. Okay. It's not going to let me go down to 2 yet. So what you have to do first is go back, and you're going to have to take out a boy. So you go to your event registration, you click on the boy who's changed his mind, and you delete him. Now this is going to, you're going to go to your checkout again. You can see the red marks over here on the side, the subtraction signs. You're going to be subtracting them from your registration. And once you submit your order, he will be off the registration, his name will be off, and all the merit badges will be off, and those will go back into the list for somebody else to choose. I'm going to submit my order, and now you can see I've got 2 named, but I'm still paying for 3 spots. So now you can go into your change your registration. You'll notice here that this is $861. Notice that right there. You're going to go into change registration. Now it will let you take it down to 2 and save. And then you got to go to checkout. You got to submit your order. And now everything there is permanent. I come back, and now that lowered it to 2, and it adjusted your registration fees right here. So when you take somebody off, you've got to take their name off first and then adjust your registration. Now on the camps that you have a dining package, it will automatically adjust these numbers on your dining package. You don't have to go back in there, and you will notice that your amount owed has been changed. So kind of watch for that, because it's easy to take off the name and then forget to change the number. So make sure these numbers are always the same. Okay. At Camp Bartlett, you'll have 5. At New Fork, I believe you'll have 4. At Lowell and Hunt, again, you will have 3 classes. But in all those camps, they will also have open merit badge time. So they'll be able to do these spots at the designated time, these classes at the designated time, and then they will have an open merit badge time. And during open merit badge, they can do some extra classes. But you're going to have to be aware in your leader's guide what those classes are. They're going to be different from each camp, and some that you will sign up for may not be offered during open time. So be aware of that. Now at Camp Hunt, the water merit badges are only offered in the morning. Notice that in your leader's guide. So if they want to take motorboating or kayaking or something, they've got to do it in the morning and do something else in the afternoon that's available. All right, so let's go back to your home button to the beginning of your registration. Now down here where I said reports, go here and you want to get a schedule of everybody's classes that you've just signed up for. You change it from invoice, you'll go to class schedule PDF, and then you will generate. And what will pop up will be everybody's merit badges and the classes that they are signed up in. So here's the 2 boys that I have signed up, and the time slots and the merit badges that they are going to be signed up for. If you have multiple pages, you can just scroll down and get the multiple pages, and you can just print that off. The other thing you can do here is you'll be able to print your blue cards before you go to camp, or even after camp. You'll be able to print those out. Now, I want to just really remind you that you have to submit your cart at the end of your registration. Now, registration will open again, will be, what's that?
during open time? Make sure that they track with the blue card.
Oh yeah, during open time, if they do merit badges during open time, keep track of what they are doing here. On this class schedule, it will not show the classes that they are doing during open time. So they either have to get a blue card from their counselor, or you will have to need to keep track of those classes, because those will not show up. Later on, you can come back and see what they did, and we can only see what they originally signed up online for. So make sure that you're aware of that. Okay, now your half payment again, right here, percentage pays need to be at 50% between now and April 30th in order for you to access this registration. So you want to have your best guess of how many boys are going to camp. You can continue to add and drop boys clear up until a week before camp. But for your best guess for May 1st, that's what you're going to have to adjust here. And then you're also going to want to make sure that you go into your change registration and declare your food plan, dining hall, commissary, on those camps that offer those. Okay, May 1st, 8 a.m. We will be in the office. You can talk to us either on the chat, you can call us, or you can email us here. And we will have people in the office to help you out if you have any questions or problems. But I strongly encourage you to go online now, this month, and be familiar with this whole setup so that you will not be surprised on that Tuesday morning and not understand what's going on. Now, we'll open up now for questions. Is there any questions that we need to take care of? There's no questions? Does anybody have anything? We'll just wait a minute here and make sure there's no questions. Now, there will be instructions if you go to your camp webpage and go to the bottom down by the leader's guide. At the very bottom, you'll find your leader's guide. You'll find other good information, and one of those is the instruction sheet on how to walk your way through this. So you can come back and watch the video. You can use those step-by-step instructions. So there's good information on your camp's home webpage. So make sure you go there. Along the right-hand side of your home webpage is also frequently asked questions. But you always feel free to either call or email us at the camp desk, and we'd be glad to help you. Is there any other questions? Any questions at all? All right, we want to thank you for tuning in, and hopefully that you'll find that this information was good for you, and give us a call or with any feedback or instructions or any questions that you might have in the future. Have a good evening.